Hello, and welcome again to The Dragon's Arm, Teams Without Limits, a podcast for team leaders. So my name is Steve Peacock, and today I want to talk about a very important subject, one close to my heart as well. It is imposter syndrome. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is where you start to feel you're not good enough for what you do. And you're starting to feel that perhaps people will find out that you're not this great, wonderful team leader that everybody, other people might think that you are. And that one day somebody's going to come up to you and point to you and say, hey, you're not meant to be there. Or other just simple nagging things to say that you're not good enough. Now, this affects everybody. It still affects me. Once we know that, why do people feel this way? Why do you as a team lead or other people feel this imposter syndrome? Well, it comes down to the pressures of leadership, and there are a lot of pressures within leadership. So you have the pressures of the team, you have the pressures from above, and you have the pressures of the work that needs to be delivered. There's also that fear that because you're a team lead, you're being watched by people and judged, at least you feel like you're being judged. And it's that fear of making a mistake in front of others is all part of that imposter syndrome. Go back to most of the times when I first started out, there were times when I almost froze, unable to make decisions, unable to strive ahead, too scared to speak to my team. Yes, there was times like that. But then I'd shake it off and just dive in. So that's how I handled it. And I had this theory that I've always had. It started when I first started publicly speaking. And I had this theory that says, when you're too scared to move, just place one foot in front of the other. So I would walk out onto a stage, for example. Now, I know there's a lot of people who would get the butterflies and start to shake and not know what's happening. In those times, all you need to do is put one foot in front of the other. That's all you're concentrating on. Once you're there, smile, look at everybody, and you're away. Take the time to smile. You don't have to run out and start speaking. Take the time to smile. Even in front of teams. You've got a team meeting there, or you've got a whole pile of team people there. You may have people from other teams as well come to discuss a particular project you're working on. Stop, look at everybody, smile, and then you can start. It takes away that butterflies and shaking. But that's also all part of that imposter syndrome. I also want you to try and normalize it. Imposter syndrome is normal. People feel it all the time. A lot of people just don't speak about it. That's all. So you're not broken. You're not alone. You're simply human. So how do we resolve or deal with imposter syndrome as team leads? Well, there's 4 options that I've come across that allow you to deal with it. One is to learn to live with it. It's going to be there for the rest of your career anyway. Simply learn to live with it. What it says is that you care. What it says is that you're doing okay. You're doing your best. And if your best isn't good enough, then you're learning to do your better. It's all about how you look at it and what's there. If it's going to be with you for the rest of your career, then hey, make it a friend. Number 2, and that's related to make it a friend as well, use it. Use the imposter syndrome to grow. Feel the discomfort as some sort of, prompt for learning and development. We can all learn new skills. What is it? that you feel that you're not skilled enough to do, go out and learn it. What knowledge would you need in order to feel more confident? Go out and learn it. And it could be anything from watching a YouTube video to taking on training. So there is that. Option 3 is to either overcome it or at least reduce that power of that imposter syndrome. Don't let it affect you. So there's different ways of doing this. One is to write down 3 things you've done well recently and pull it out. Take a look at it occasionally. Keep going with it. It's not what you've done bad or it's not what you've not done. It's what you're doing well. And even with those things that you did, the mistakes you've made, those mistakes help you to grow. You're not learning if you don't make mistakes. Somebody who's never makes a mistake doesn't learn a thing. So it's those mistakes that allow you to grow. So work with it. I mean, I've made some absolute faceplant mistakes and had to work long and hard to get over those. But if you, so long as you don't dwell on those mistakes, and so long as you use those mistakes as a, what could have I have done better there, then you're right. Everybody makes mistakes. The other one is to stop comparing yourself to others. I mean, seriously, this is a world of multimedia, and you're watching things on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on YouTube and all the rest of it, where people are showing you how good they are. It's not that way with them. It is, everybody goes through learning stages. So stop comparing yourself to others. Even if you think they're the most wonderful person in the world because they know everything, then strive to become more like them rather than, or at least better from what you are, rather than comparing yourself to them. Try comparing yourself to yourself and be good and nice about it. And overcoming it, another way is building a support network of mentors and coaches and others in your organization. And that's very hard to do because as team leads, we're often on our own. So build a support network. The mentors, the peers, the coaches I know in my online training system. If you want to know about that, just take a look at the website dragonsarm.com. And one of the things that I do with that while you're doing the online learning for team leads is a weekly coaching session. It's group coaching where you join a whole pile of others for a 50-minute session once a week, and we talk about different subjects, and you can send in certain subjects or even questions beforehand, and so that you can be anonymous. You're not talking about your team with other people, which sometimes may not be a good idea. So you can send in questions and we can talk about different aspects on that. And that's a good way of doing that. That means that you're not alone. You're never alone. And it works well. You're with others, and you can probably, even after that, build a network of peers. Now there's another option, a last option, and that is, with dealing with imposter syndrome, is to redirect it. So I want you to ask yourself, seriously, ask yourself, what would you say to somebody who came to see you and said they felt like an imposter in their job? How would you deal with that? What would you say to that person? What bright, inspirational thing would you say to them? Now turn that round and say it to yourself. So these are all the different ways we can deal with imposter syndrome. It's been wonderful talking to you again today, and I hope to see you next time. My name's Steve Peacock, and this is the Dragon's Arm Teams Without Limits. I'll see you next time. Bye.